I'm your host, Bearykah Badu in Berlin. I'm under the weather, so we'll have an audio narration with some lovely, relevant visuals. If you've been playing cleanup crew under the Scorpio moon this weekend, then get ready for a week that is an absolute tribute to Gemini versatility, as we're going to get a double dosage of that. The good news is that the short out of the electrical circuits has put an end to the Thor's hammer complexes, so the pressure is off of Aries and Leo and Scorpio. We've had the damage control. Venus has come in, knocking people out left and right. In this, moving into Cancer, wanting a little bit more home and security, at least some more food. You just might be a little lethargic this weekend. She's going to scuttle into Leo on the 12th of this month. Now, not only has the sun moved into Gemini, but as of this weekend, Mercury has moved home into Gemini as well, making an amazing comeback after being stalled out in Aries for the month of April. This creates one of our themes for the week, as you have the combustion of Mercury as it flies behind the heart of the sun. So it is frequencies jammed, suddenly unavailable, and yet shining through clear as a bell in terms of our ability to reason and use logic. On top of that, we have a Yod finger of God configuration, ever so slightly pointing towards Saturn. There's a missing leg from that all month, and as music is one of the big Gemini symbols, we're going to see that this is like striking a chord and the string slowly resonates. Now on Monday, 5/28, that is Memorial Day in the USA. Support your troops, I know I have. Put those fires out. Gemini is going to get a boost as Jupiter is slightly lightened of its load, and Scorpio will be breathing much easier today. We'll be able to empower ourselves and our need for organization and understanding to enable our survival further, as all of a sudden we already have a trine between Jupiter being our higher wisdom, our luck, our optimism, our royal self, in an easy breezy trine with exalted Venus over there in Cancer, as she puts the spotlight on the hermit crab shell and making it all pretty, in combination with Neptune in easy breezy beautiful Pisces on over there. We're not sure which way Neptune is going to go, and that's the way that it likes it. The three of these is a triple entente. That is like very good, or, well, it's water. It can flow any which way or turn any different color it wants. So, Grand Trine, look out. Mercury is going to be moving into alignment with Mars, meaning that our physical bodies will be better integrated with our mind and its vocabulary, giving words to our actions. Now the moon moves into opposition and square with all of that, temporarily putting a damper on Virgo with a little bit of pessimism, because it is the last waxing moon, so there is still possibility for the moon to want to get out of that situation entirely. Now on Tuesday, 5/29, for every army there is a USO tour going on. Venus is like Matahari this week. First of all, she's in a quintile with Uranus, so she's going to be looking to the eccentric geniuses of the inner self for new ideas and new inspirations, because she has got a lot of battles to fight this week. You still have this Grand Trine of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in the background, and that's going to add a tremendous amount of humor to the background situation. Those three signs are going to have a good time on Tuesday. You could also have Creepo or Stalker alert. Look out for that. Now on Wednesday, we've got the hum. What you say? The hum. Some people hear it, some people don't. But people all over the world hear it, and some people try to get away from it, and some people aren't afraid of it. Watched videos of Saturn and listened to the EM frequencies translated into sound. Saturn makes this horrific screaming noise, even though it appears pleasant, mild-mannered out on the surface. It's in this finger of God, Yod, alignment with the North Node over in Leo. So those two signs are actually really composed well at this time. Now, Mercury is absolutely prolific this week. It's like a week of 1,000 Stevies. And when we talk about Mercury, we're not just talking about our ability to use words or write things out in math. There's also a form of truth that occurs in music. And if Mercury is going to transform us suddenly into a 5-piece band, then Venus is coming out to sing and dance. She's going to fight with her sugar daddy on Wednesday. It's going to be absolutely dreadful. There might be a slapping and there's a stomping off. But the intellect of Mercury tightens things in and reins in Gemini and Capricorn on their somewhat slapstick behavior, giving Virgo a little relief. And we still have the extra hum of this harmony with the Venus, Neptune, Jupiter water Grand Trine adding to the frequencies. But we wanted to point out that there is a cosmic theme taking place, and those of you who have been very disciplined and restrained in your reactions and observations to things probably have been feeling it. Now on Thursday, 5:31, the moon moves into Capricorn. Meh. There's still a brownout on the power circuit, so the Saturn hum frequency starts to fade out a little bit. But there is a cosmic theme taking place, and those of you who have been very disciplined and restrained in your reactions and observations to things probably have been feeling it. Virgo has been doing poodle tricks through flaming hoops this week, and it's upset. It's like you can't give it any more than she's got. The whole week is rigged up like a Christmas tree. You don't want to blow the circuit board. You're trying to have a nice little vaudeville act here. But that's okay. The moon is going to be conjunct to Saturn, which is also conjunct to Vesta. So it's study time. You can sit down and open a book and err on the side of caution and just stay out of harm's way. +1 for Leos. Now on Friday, June 1st, 2018, the moon's going to be moving into resonance with Pluto and Lilith, a minor planet and an abstract point with a broody nihilistic power complex. There's going to be a Thor's hammer, but it's really going to be thrown by the moon and putting that flashlight on Virgo, saying like, hey, audio tech, where's the sound system already? The moon has been gradually recharging Jupiter and then by alignment Saturn, Pluto, and Mars. So there's more of a return to energy and vitality as everybody tries to fix the motherboard that suddenly exploded in the middle of our theater. In other frequencies, you have the resonance between Venus and Neptune on this day approaching its peak power flow between the dreamy subconscious side and the heart's affinity. What makes you purr. She's going to use that liberated little quintile with Uranus to bring out those freaky desires. We see the words of Mercury brought to the actions of Mars in a more reasonable format, and we're going to have a positive influence for Capricorn today. That Mercury on Friday gets us back on track towards forward progress and evolution of the soul. Let's do it, baby. +1 to Libra. The moon really didn't like that T-square at the beginning of the week with Mars and Uranus. It didn't really feel like re-inflating the battle of the bastards from last week there. It just wasn't with it. But with the moon in Aquarius, all of a sudden we see a change of mind or a sudden spontaneous knowledge that changes our emotional state. And we might rebel and kick and scream again next weekend. The moon is going to have the opportunity with the sun to throw a Thor's hammer on Virgo again, just to see if the entire matrix of things will embrace this trickster energy of this Gemini 1 week. Fortunately, we can hear the hum of Saturn a little bit next weekend, reminding us to keep our thinking caps on. This has been your weekly weather with Bearykah Badu. If you want a kid in show business, this is definitely the week to pop that puppy out. Not only on 5/26 do we have Helena Bonham Carter, Pam Grier, Lenny Kravitz, and Lauryn Hill, we also have the legendary Stevie Nicks. 527 is no less talented by any mean. We have the outstanding Joseph Fiennes, who is fine. Oh my gosh, Shakespeare in love. But my personal favorite for 527 is the ineffable, mysterious, succulent, and sensuous Susie Sue, post-punk lyrical gangster. 528, Britain's sweetheart Carey Mulligan, and the extremely talented and versatile Mr. Justin Kirk, not that I know personally, and the wonder from down under, Miss Kylie Minogue. 529 is perhaps best known historically as the birthday of JFK, but we also have legendary music composer Danny Elfman, the squeaky cheek of LaToya Jackson, rising star of the TV world Pearl Mackie, and America's first trans superstar, the gorgeous Laverne Cox. On 5:30, that's all, folks. One of my personal heroes, the legendary Mr. Mel Blanc. On 5:31, we have two very good examples of why white does crack, even if it's talented. Mr. Clint Eastwood, born in the year of the horse, and Mr. Colin Farrell, born in the year of the snake. And speaking of ne'er-do-wells, June 1st is the birthday of Morgan Freeman, who's found himself in some hot water recently. We're going to focus on it being the birthday of Miss Norma Jean Baker, who the world remembers best as Marilyn Monroe. That's it. We are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time. You've been read, and don't panic.